Oh, welcome back to the Why Comics Podcast, the comic show that talks about stories and comics that impacted our lives. With me today is me. I'm your host, Jesse, and there's no other guest this week just because this is one of those off weeks where I couldn't schedule someone and I've been too busy to kind of reach out and be like, hey, you guys want to come on really fast? It's been a very hectic personal couple weeks and also like professional couple weeks. So the first things first is that this show is probably going to go on a bi-weekly schedule for the time being, just because it's been very difficult to land guests and to schedule guests because of how busy everybody is in the summer seasons. So that's not a huge thing. The show's not ending. I just want to keep being able to do it, but also not ramble about nothing for 20 minutes every other week. So that's going to start happening. Other than that, I haven't been doing much comic book related things because I've been so busy. I think the closest comic book thing is I've been watching the Fast and the Furious movies, which are basically a comic book. But that's really besides the point. I've been reading a lot of manga, which is something I want to talk about more on the show, maybe hopefully soon or one day soon. Reading a lot of Bleach, catching up on One Piece still. Got like 600 chapters left of One Piece. Other than that, that's really all that's on my mind is this. I didn't get much questions for Q&A, so I'm going to mostly talk about for a little bit how much I think the artists kind of matter in comics. We've talked about this briefly in other discussions. Writers are very important, but I think more important at times can be artists, because the artist conveys the story. They convey the images so well. They're the directors. They're the person that sees the visual of the writing. And I think the biggest example of this, and again, you can love it or you can hate it, the silent issue of Tom King's Batman run in the Nightmares, like that's all art conveying the story to you. So Tom King had to trust his artist to be able to be like, hey, here's what I'm thinking. This is the mood I'm setting. This is the tone. Can you do this? And then they nail it. And I think that's something which is often forget because it's such a like given thing. It's such a thing that we take for granted, that an artist will convey these emotions and also kind of bring the imagery to the perfect place for us as readers, that we just forget how talented these artists are to be able to do this. They're storytellers in their own right. That's not saying you don't need a writer. There's some artists that do, some artists that don't. But I think that we should just be more respectful to the artists. There's so many artists that get left out in reviews, get their names misspelled, just or like with creator owned. Like everybody forgets that creator owned books are co-created by their artists, and so them getting left out on those like news blurbs or anything like that is just really a bummer. So that's been on my mind. What comics am I super excited about? I'm gonna pronounce the name wrong, but I'm gonna try to get it right. Let me get it up here real fast. I'm trying to vamp while I load it up on my phone. Let's see here. Do. You know, I should probably just have the comic in my hand, but I don't. So that's my fault, really. Well, I mean, The Good Asian's out. You should definitely pick up that. Made in Korea is out. You should definitely pick that one out. Those are both great Asian comics that are just like fantastic. Like they're some of the best. Um, but let me see. Those ones are fantastic. I say I just picked those up. That's all I'm saying. Why do I not find this anywhere? Oh, here it is. The Many Deaths of Lala Star. Ram. I hope I pronounced that right, because again, Ramvi and Co are just. Oh, see, I'm doing it like that's a creator-owned book, and I'm leaving out the artist. Many Deaths of. And so it's Ramvi and Felipe. See, I'm gonna pronounce these names wrong. I'm sorry in advance. Felipe Andreda. Oh, Andrea. Oh, I hope I pronounced that at least close. I'm very sorry. But yes, pick that book up. It's very, very good. trying to think. There's another book that I'm like so excited about, but I don't remember what it is. It's bugging me. I feel like those should all be picked up. I'm not going to ramble for too long because I feel like I'm being lost in the weeds already. But yeah, I would love to hear from people. That's my biggest thing. This show is more of a conversation than I want it. The show, I want the show to be more of a conversation than it actually is currently. I know I have some listeners. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your guys' stories. I want to hear your questions, your comments, anything you think the show can improve on. I want to hear from it. I have a new computer now, so hopefully editing will be coming soon. Better editing in the show. Better audio quality. Hopefully you can't hear it because that fan's kind of loud on it. I might have to turn down the fans when I record. But yeah, that's just a small update. So for the show, you find us on Twitter at Comics Matter. That's wrong. I need to edit that. I'm looking on old copy paste, and it's wrong. Or how long this has been wrong because it's not Comics Matter Pod anymore. It's Why Comics Pod on Twitter and Facebook.com/Why Comics Podcast. And you can email me at whycomics podcast@gmail.com. If you like the show and you want to tell a friend about it, that'd be great. To leave a review too. I would love to see some reviews. Might read what you think on air. Logo for the show is done by my friend Steven. He does the banners, and the main logo is done by Andy Manley, who you can catch working on The Simpsons currently. The theme is Join the Restaurant by David Szesztay. And remember, everybody, Captain America also punch Nazis.